Eddie, Eddie, come on, right this way, buddy. Over here, Eddie.
Eddie, over here.
Eddie. That's better. That's better. Come on, baby steps. One foot in front of the other. And now look at this. Boom. He's gone. Eddie. Welcome right back to the crazy world of Outlast Whistleblower. Man, all the hours have been put into this thing. It might just be taking a mental toll on me. I'm not making this up. I might be going freaking insane. Like right now, like crouching to zoom in on an empty bottle with my camera. Think of that. It's insane. By the way, it says Cola, which, must be the local thing. I've never seen anything like that around my area. So yeah, just picking up where we left off, which was right here in this attic. We had to crash through the goddamn roof to end up down here. Can you believe that shit? Which is, even the roof is still trying to pull itself together after that insane stunt on Waylon's part. See how it's freaking out? Like pops in and out like it's possessed by Santa Claus or something, because the old man is, he's got a thing for roofs and chimneys and stuff. Now, obviously, this first area, doesn't have that much traffic or anything going on, so which is why I'm just going to shimmy right through the gap in the wall, right into this next area right here. And normally you would just pass through, thinking, well, it's just an empty space. Well, not really. Let me show you what I mean. Let's pay attention to all of this dust that's hanging pretty thick in the air. And look at the way it moves. It's almost like scripted. It's not moving on its own. I mean, it is kind of like floating on its own. But as soon as you move or just shift your weight, it's just, I don't know. Never mind that. Details. Who gives a rat's ass? So this place has this ominous feeling to it, like I'm trapped in a bad way. And I take it that's where we're headed next. This is bollocks, by the way. This wall is the definition of shabby. I could take it apart with my bare hands if I was in a hurry to get out of here. But no, Waylon has this itch to go the long way around, It's all right, Waylon. You don't have to show off for my benefit, buddy. Acting tough has got more than one guy up Shit's Creek without a paddle. Now, where are we now? Where are you now? Oh.
If we did,
someone is talking.
what in creation are you talking about? He just likes to hear himself talk. We need a goat. There's reason here to bear.
So first of all, who in creation is that? And secondly, how come he's able to talk without so much as parting his lips? I mean, unless he's talking out of his bollocks. I know I've met a guy or two like that in my life.
To bear our guilt, our gender, a small piece of flesh between us and the blade. You want to give him to Gluskin.
Hurry up.
I don't want to get Gluskin's attention. He'll hurt us. He'll hurt you. You'd make a pretty woman.
Pretty woman, hey?
Pretty woman. Pretty woman.
Walking down the street,
Pretty woman.
woman.
No sense in pulling a mad dog's tail. We feed him a goat and leave him alone.
So, meet Daniel. Like everyone else in this place, he's a bit, messed up in his head. I have a feeling several different people might be living in his head rent-free. Split personality would be a more correct term to use. Also, he's a pretty woman. Be sure to slink around this dark recess over here to grab this battery. I have a feeling we might need all the batteries very, very soon. So let's see if we can somehow get past this guy, because I don't like him. I'll be honest. I don't dig this situation. And now this guy talking about some goat as if, he's working out a way to offer a sacrifice to whoever lives downstairs. That is Gluskin. There he is again, slinking around like a goddamn ghost. So he knows we're here. Oh, he does, eyes in the back of his head, and figures, Waylon made quite a bit of ruckus crashing through that roof back there. Now, if you crouch and slip through this gap, you will find another battery. Make sure to pocket it right away, right? They're giving us these batteries for a reason. Also, this one, slips through the cracks pretty easily. So make sure to keep that in mind. Yeah. So coming up next, we have to shimmy through this one now, and the way it won't let me face the direction of my choice is suspicious at best. Yep, see that? It just spins me around as soon as I'm facing the other way. There he goes again, pulling his nasty pranks on me. Alright, enough is enough, pal. I get the joke, you can calm down now. This is, for all intents and purposes, a calm before the storm. They are herding Wayland down a maze of stacked shelves, piled furniture and whatnot. It's a mess, to put it gently, and I don't like that. And it looks like someone's been doing some redecorating over here. There's a can of paint. There's another one, looks like a spray paint or whatever that might be, a jerry can of bleach, ALX. We've seen a ton of these all over the asylum. So let's not waste any time. And by the way, all these crates saying fragile kind of makes you wonder what's inside, right? And this is a pretty nice setup. From the look of it, there's a bed, there's a nice little radio. What's to hate? All right, tell you what, let's haul Buns before Dennis, or whatever his name is, comes snooping around. I'd rather be elsewhere right now. This attic is gross. Now, note this shelf full of sewing machines, all marked with Spatlin, same brand that made my camera, and so many other things around here. God, goodness. Clearly someone figured sticking their head in the news would be a better option than, sticking around until help arrives. Can I blame the guy? Not really. Also, it's not my place to judge. So yeah, make sure to film this dead body to unlock that note in your journal. Well, I kind of feel sorry, for you. Well, also, being on mark of payroll, you kind of had it common, right? Not nitpicking at his hands, but the way the textures sit on them is just a bit janky. Look at those seams. What is this, 2005? All right, let's cut this guy some slack, and leave him alone to unwind after a hard day at work. I'm not gonna dress it up. If this was real life, I would be shitting bricks, like huge concrete bricks right now. So this looks safe to shimmy through, so let's do just that. Just making sure no one is like hiding right behind that shelf, no jump scares or anything. Looks safe. Oh.
If they catch us, they'll give us to him.
Mm-hmm.
The man downstairs.
Yeah.
The man. Very bad. Very bad. God.
Very, very bad. So who is this bad man? I keep hearing this name, Gluskin. Also, I know who Gluskin is. I know exactly who Gluskin is. Trust me, I'm a huge expert on Gluskin. What are you doing there? Do you honestly think you can hide forever? Dude, our best bet is to make a run for it. You can't just sit this one out. Derp, loser, and there's no battery, damn it. Sometimes there is a battery back there on that, right next to that radio, but not tonight, not for me. Just...
Kill the rats! Here! Inside! Whoa! Kill him!
Oh my god, calm down, crazy. I'm only passing through. There's no need to make so much ruckus and get so worked up about it. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, guys, because I know exactly what rats inside walls sound like. You see, I used to live in this fixer-upper for a short bit, and it was gross, beyond gross. Whenever I went to bed at night, I could hear rats, whole packs of rats, inside the walls, scurrying around, squealing, making noises, bumping against each other, bumping against the walls. It was gross. I've had anxiety ever since. Just thinking about it, sends goosebumps down my spine the size of an apple. I'm not even exaggerating. It was gross. So now that we've been herded into yet another part of the attic, let's take our time to investigate. There must be something going on here, right? It may look, dry as a bone, but if you pop back here, you'll find this bed with a file right next to it. So you want to grab this file, make sure to do that. And this is a file. This is actually a like a medical report on this Dennis guy. So let's read it. This file sheds some light on the guy. Remember I said he made it sound almost like several people were speaking out of his mouth? Well, this file makes it clear that he does have a split personality with 4 different personalities manifesting. They are 2 brothers, their dad, and grandfather. They also seem to be very concerned about a flood of some sorts coming on to kill them. The file suggests the nature of his split personality is more likely caused by his obsessive narcissistic tendencies. He is, in simple terms, a man seeking attention in the weirdest ways. Gotta love the punchline, continue with shock therapy. That's one way to treat narcissistic people, I suppose. Alrighty then, so we are dealing clearly with a real wacko. Now we must move this weight, just shift it, to reveal a pretty big hole in the wall, so we can slip right inside this hole and inside this wall and continue on our merry, merry way. That light is acting up tonight, whatever. I've seen weirder things tonight, so might as well, let it go. It's dark as fuck, and I'm trying to conserve my batteries because, well, let's be honest, I'm down to my last battery. I don't want to blow through it, which I know I will if I pop. You know what? Fuck it. Might as well splurge. Sewer? We're in an attic. What's sewer? Keep talking, man.
Hell, I hear things. A lot of you need awesome, tiny, pink, and deaf blind. Go find yourself a possum titty. How would you do it? You cowards and idiots, all you. Shame my loins.
Also, this guy sure has a way with words, That one, the shame of my loins. I should keep that one in mind for when I'm sitting down to talk to my son. And yeah, there he goes, confirming not only my suspicions, but what the file says. The man is clearly obsessed with some sort of, water. Like he said, water pissing down on him, water taking things apart. He's obsessed. He's afraid that some sort of storm or flood might be coming on. I just want out of here. Please, oh please, for the love of God Almighty, somebody grab my hand and, show me to the exit. I only want out of this place. I feel like I'm being herded like a dumb animal. Because he said that. That Dennis guy, he even said that. He spelled it out. He said, I'm his goat, and he's planning to hand me over to one Eddie Gluskin that lives downstairs. Also, take a look at that setup. Those blue screens. Is someone filming something up there? I'm not sure. Because, whenever you say filming, people immediately think of green screens, but there are blue screens too. They exist. They are a thing. Also, you can vault over this pipe, the more you know. Until very recently, I had no idea that was even a thing. So down here, there's a door that's boarded up. Obviously, you can't get past this door. So it's up through here, these stacked crates. So let's just climb on over. And look, saving.
What do you think?
Well, hello, Dennis. At long last, we get to meet in person. Now watch this.
You lost him, you useless fuck.
Oh, and there goes Outlast again, doing its thing, stabbing me through a closed door. Outlast. So the whole thing about this guy, Dennis, is that he's a real dummy. This whole chase sequence is kind of bland. Honestly, I had a lot more fun beating it from Traeger back in the male ward when he was on top of me the whole time. But this Dennis guy, though, I could continue evasive maneuvers with my eyes closed. And I'm not even bragging. That's not to say, look at me, I'm such a huge expert on this game. No, not at all. It's just that this guy, he's like a brain dead. He's only got a few brain cells still, clicking and doing their things. But other than that, he's pretty straightforward. All you have to do really is just use your eyes. And this guy will never get you.
Keep them peeled. Both of you.
And obviously this whole scene is apparently supposed to mirror the one from the first game, the one where Miles is chased through the male ward by a bunch of loonies just before he gets into Traeger's hands. Even the soundtrack has remained the same. Now, just for the sake of this playthrough, I'm going to demonstrate what happens if you're too slow and not fast enough to get away from Dennis. So obviously he will take you down with his cleaver. Is that even a cleaver? Whatever that is.
For once we agree.
And, of course, another curious way to get this guy's head fuming with anger is to use this pile of furniture or building material or whatever it is. By virtue of crouching through the gap over here, you can confuse Dennis to the point where he'll just shift his weight mindlessly, on the spot, clueless as to how to get to you. It does backfire sometimes, so beware of that.
Pretty woman. Pretty woman.
Walking down the street.
Pretty woman.
Last but not least, if you're itching to explore this entire area in greater detail without having to dodge Dennis all the goddamn, all the while he's out to get you, there's a way to do just that. All you need to do is climb on top of these crates, wait until it says save in on the screen, then feel free to drop back down into the previous area. From now on, Dennis is no longer a threat to you because, well, he simply doesn't exist anymore. So whether it's a glitch or just the way the game manages its assets, I do not know. I'll probably never figure that out, let's be honest. But the bright side is we get to poke around, and see what it has to offer, which isn't anything exciting, by the way. But, I'm glad regardless, because, well, it simply isn't in my nature to, to be so half-assed. This is 100% playthrough. No deep cuts left undiscovered, no stones unturned. So we have some bleach and, cans of paint. That's lovely. We've seen those before. There's this door, which obviously I can, do my best and try to get on top of it. Let's see if that works. Hold on. Oh, no, not. Okay, get in there. And how about no? Oh, yeah. See, I'm on top of it. But like I said, I kind of expected that would be it. There's a bloody smear, just up this wall, all the way at the top. That looks like someone was trying to climb their way over the top, but they got dragged back down before they could get to the top, and make their escape happen. So let's just hold over the top over here and continue on our merry way. By the way, just in case you're wondering, no, there are no notes, there are no batteries to speak of. This area is dry as a bone, as far as batteries and notes go. So, with that in mind, I feel like, yeah, that's it. Let's move on, simply because I'll be frank with you, this music that just keeps playing on a loop, it's giving me a headache. So over the top and nothing behind this crate. Let's drop back down real careful, all right? Don't.
Here's the bride. Here comes your bride, Mr. Gluskin.
We could give him other flesh, and he spares ours.
Fucking idiot. He delivered his own self to Gluskin's hell.
And there goes Dennis talking again, in 4 different voices. So it sounds like I have gotten myself into a sticky mess simply by, getting into this area, by coming into this area. And that's where I came from, right? Yeah. So downstairs I go, and this doesn't look safe. I'll be honest. This is pitch black. If it wasn't for this staircase that's kind of lit up, it would be pitch black. So yeah, in case you're still wondering what the hell is going on, well, let me give it to you raw. I'm fucked. I am simply fucked. Welcome to Gluskin's hell. We don't know who Gluskin is, not yet. Let's pretend that we don't know who Gluskin is, that we've never met him before. But just from the sound of it, the way Dennis was talking about him, right? The bad man downstairs. And, he called us an idiot for delivering us, our own selves, to Gluskin's hell. Look what happened. Who did it? Who pulled up the stairs? It makes no sense. Was it Dennis? If it was Dennis, why? Like, if Dennis was so afraid of Gluskin, he could have just pulled up those stairs, you know, a long time ago, and that's it. Problem solved. Gluskin can't come up and kill you. But no, he had to wait until I've come down here. That's bullshit. Hello? Anybody here? Gluskin? Mr. Gluskin, here comes your bride. Oh, okay, well, something is clearly going on over there. Let's investigate. And there is some kind of music playing, right? Sounds like one of those I feel right back in the 40s, you know? Back when I was a young whippersnapper. By the way, this is the exact same song that plays in the trailer or teaser trailer, one of those. Here, this one.
When I was a boy, my mother often said to me, get married, boy, and see how happy you will be.
My good friend, whatever happened to you, whatever evil befell you, you know? Shit. Wow. Well, don't forget to film this shit for Waylon to be able to make another note. So this is basically just Waylon, you know, crying about it and like, oh, Lisa, I want to die. This place is a mess, blah, blah, blah. By the way, he mentions he was there when his wife was, you know, given birth to their two sons, brave man. So Eddie Gluskin is it, hey? Now there's the name to match this mess. Honestly, you couldn't think of a better name to call the man behind all of this. Well, someone mutilated a dead body to mimic the moment of birth, with the human head being the baby. I know I've seen some maniacs in my lifetime, but this is just next level of insanity. In fact, I'm thinking to cover this up because YouTube might not like it. By the way, where's this music coming from? It's so loud. Like you could not pay me to believe that this tiny ass radio could make that much noise. It sounds like at least several loudspeakers, you know, arranged around the room here and there to give it that kind of volume. There's a hallway behind this door with, you know, like a scribbling on the wall saying welcome home. Some fucking welcome, eh? What am I doing here? What have I gotten myself into? Let me just check out these walls, you know, just to be safe. Never know when you might be able to, when you might stumble upon something interesting, like a secret or like, oh, I see someone. That's definitely not Eddie Gluskin. If it was, he would not be, you know, dashing across the room away from me. Where are you, man? And, well, obviously it doesn't take a genius to, you know, put the puzzles together. That was not a real NPC. It was just kind of, not really a jump scare, but just a prop, you know. So there's no one here. You know, seek all you want. You'll never find anyone. Also, just like the previous area, you know, the attic, there is absolutely nothing going on here. We have some sewing machines. We have some tables to hide underneath. We have some garbage bags. You know, I wonder what's inside. Then again, you know, I don't even want to think about it. You know, in this place. Now there is a door. Let's try to interact with this door and see what happens. Clearly, someone's been getting into sewing and tailoring. Taylor Swift ship. One of those, correct? All right, looks nice. Anything else up here? No, not really. Okay, let's interact. Oh, hello. Now there's the man I'm glad to see. Also, just the way his face went from smiling and just grinning like an idiot to like, I'm gonna get you and flay you alive. That was terrifying. And yeah, guess who that was? Right, you are Eddie Gluskin. We're deep in his hell. Deep in his asshole. All right, let's hide underneath this table. Quiet. Shh. Now wait a minute. What the hell is that shit? How did you? How did you get a twin? Where did Where did your twin come from? Did you just give birth to your own twin? What the hell was that?
Just before I move,
Oh,
I won't give up on you.
I won't give up on you.
I won't give up on you.
Please don't do that, man. Don't give up on me. I couldn't handle the thought of you giving up on me. All right, hey, you know what? To hell with this. I'm just gonna run away. Look at that, Eddie. What happened? No. You're not gonna open that door. You're harmless, right? Aren't you? Oh shit! Let me down. No, you don't want to. I'm your darling. Don't do it. My darling, fuck you. So what just happened was one of the most rare glitches in the game. One that happens on its own at random. You can't influence when it happens, it just does at the most random moment. And, you know, evidently that was one of those moments, so I guess I was lucky. So we must give this guy the slip if we're going to live. Easy enough, right? Are you coming? Hello, Eddie.
You don't have to be lonely.
You could make me whole. I can feel that emptiness inside you.
Bro, frankly, I see where you're coming from, really, but I don't swing that way. Also, you couldn't feel that emptiness inside of me if you jumped in head first, head, body, and feet. It's a void down there, believe me. And now the trick is not only to slip past him unnoticed, but to do it in a way that will allow me to double back and talk to the guy once he is no longer hostile, which he should be past a certain point. Problem is, Eddie will shut the door as soon as you walk out of the room, this way preventing you from being able to access it again while he hangs around inside. We don't want that to happen. What we want is to be able to walk back in once Eddie is no longer hostile. So, how can I make that happen? And that's where the door glitch comes in to save the day. Remember how we can pull off a glitch that makes it possible to walk through doors? Yup, that's what I'm going to do this time around. Oh no, Darling is coming. So, keeping my fingers crossed, it works. And, as it should. And I'm back. Beautiful, it worked. I knew it would work. I'm a fucking genius, right? And now look, we can actually hang out with Eddie. Except this time around, he's no longer hostile. He won't try to kill me. Ain't that beautiful? So let's just tag along and see, what he's up to once he's in this room all alone. That's kind of a shame. Also, that gives you a pretty good picture of just how big and kind of like hulking this man is. What a strapping young man, eh? He must be at least 7 feet tall and, I don't know, 250 pounds or something. Maybe not 250. Yeah, probably around 250 pounds. So he's a large guy. I can see how he can, lift me up just by my hair or by my throat with one arm. That makes sense. He really is large. But that's it. Eddie will just stay here, sticking around like he's got something to say to these walls and sewing machines and whatnot. Meanwhile, I'm just going to hit the road and see what lies ahead. So yeah, just sitting down to record this part. I never figured I would catch that, double Eddie glitch on camera. I really was lucky. I don't know what happened because I know for a fact that glitch, you can't make it happen. You can't, temper with the game unless you're using some kind of mods. But, other than that, and look, suddenly Eddie's gone. He was right there, right behind that door. That's where we left him. Now he's gone. Makes sense. That's how the game, manages its assets. Eddie being one of them, assets or asses. So I'd like to take a moment to say a few things about Eddie. So Eddie is clearly hellbent on wedding, married life, happy wife, happy life, happy wife makes for a happy life, that kind of stuff. By the way, that's a pretty nice dress. I'll never believe the man made it himself. Clearly, he's got the makings of a good tailor. Oh, speak of the devil. Looks like the Darlin is back. Darlin is back. That's not good. Let's take cover behind this door. All right. And so he's gonna come looking. Just watch. Oh God, did he bash someone's head open with a chair over here? That's what it looks like. So we gotta move this weight. Obviously, we must if we're going to get past the next door. So let's not dilly-dally. Eddie's coming. Eddie, over here. Something is not right. He should have come looking by now. So I'm just gonna leave this door this way. And now, is he even coming, Eddie? Oh, well, suddenly this door is locked, preventing escape. There's no going back now. It's only forward from here. So yeah, well, at least, we're safe for now. If I can get through the door, that means, neither can Eddie. Oh, that gives me some comfort. So this next area is dark as fuck. Make sure you've got some batteries, traversing this area. Otherwise, you're screwed. And just on the off chance that you might have run out of batteries by now, there's one right here. So grab it, grab it with both hands, and let's move on. There's absolutely nothing else going on here. It's just a little transit area, while that we have to pass through while Eddie, there, speak of the devil, there he is, Eddie. While Eddie, hounds me through this part of the asylum. If there's a note or like a file that would explain, how his mental cogs and wheels grind, I have yet to find it. For now, all I know is that the man is clearly, looking for a bride, and damned if I will be that bride. Because I'm telling you right now, Eddie, my man, I'm a married man. I would never hurt my wife by cheating on her with you. So whatever you're thinking, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to be your bride. Also, I'm not a woman, so, you would be better off. Oh my God, he's been whacking people. Someone was trying to make a run for it. Then Eddie must have caught up to them, at the last moment and just whacked them, just spilling their blood all over the, oh God. He's not even coming. Now look, Eddie's not coming. He's nowhere to be seen. Now look at this. As soon as I try to move this weight, watch this, watch this, watch this. 1, 2, 3. There he is. All of a sudden, he just pops out of nowhere. Eddie, you should quit slinking around like a fucking ghost. I'm telling you right now, Eddie, you'll never find a bride, being this kind of man. You gotta man up and, get your act together. Come on, Eddie. Over here. Are you coming? What's that? Eddie, quit acting up. That's why nobody likes you. That's why you have no friends. That's why all of your friends are dead. All of your brides. Over here. One step at a time. What the hell just happened? And let me explain it real quick. What just happened was another famous glitch. Apparently being this near this elevator tells the game the chase is over. So the game naturally deletes Eddie, thinking you'll manage to get away and, good for you. And by the way, he's gone for good. From this area, you cannot find him. You can double back as far as you want, as far back as you want or can or whatever. You will never find him again. He's gone from here completely. So yeah, that's just a really cool glitch that I was able, I'm telling you right now, I was able to discover this glitch on my own. Obviously, people have known about this glitch for, many, many years, and until very recently, I never knew this glitch even existed. But I was able to discover it on my own. I was just actually recording this episode when this just happened. I figured I would, lead Eddie on this chase as far as I can, and then suddenly he just disappeared, like 2 feet away from me. So that's really cool. Also, this is dumb. There's absolutely nothing preventing me from using this hallway. If I wanted, I could take this barricade apart with my bare hands. It would take me minutes. So that's dumb. And that's the courtyard that we will see very soon. And in fact, remember I used that glitch, jumping off the rooftop and landing into that courtyard, but whatever. Because for now, it doesn't matter. Here comes the leap of faith. And grab it. Grab the goddamn ladder. Oh, Waylon, you dumbass. Leave it to you to mess it up. You always mess up. You can't go a fucking day without messing up. Oh, God. Just hang in there for me, darling. I'll be right over, pal.
Rather die Then be with me.
Oh, God, darling, I'm all right. Don't worry about me, darling. So clearly Eddie is not all too happy that I bailed out on his ass. What can I do? I didn't like his advances. They were too, unimaginative. Now I must ride this elevator until I'm able to set foot on the floor right above. But that's what the plot wants me to do. What about what I want to do, which is the exact opposite? I want to stay on the elevator and wait until I can reunite with my darling Eddie up there.
Loved you forever.
But look what happens if you try to do that. So the game kills you. So apparently you get crushed between the elevator's roof and, the ceiling right above. What's dumb, actually, is that technically the shaft has no ceiling. If you pay attention, you might just see that there's plenty more space before, it's anywhere near the point that anyone on top of the elevator would get crushed. So go figure. And, speaking of Eddie, that fucking dumbass wouldn't even try to save his darling from getting crushed. See? There it goes again. I just get crushed out of nowhere. So that's just the script. The game kills you because you're not supposed to be on top of this elevator this long. So, all right. I think I'll be wrapping this up. But before I do that, let me just step off the elevator into this next room right here. And so Eddie, what are you gonna do, right? That's just how I am. Sorry, man. Also, So anyway, I'll be wrapping this up. You guys be taking care of yourself, and I'll be seeing you in the next episode. Ciao. So the shaft keeps going further down, right? Makes sense.